Hey guys, Larry the sociologist here. Don't know if you know, but the state of the US right now is really bad. We're currently living through a fascist regime, a bunch of simultaneous crises, and we've most recently been added to the Human Rights Watch list for an international agency. So things aren't going well, it's easy to say. All due to the federal government, and more specifically, the president. A lot of historical firsts, and all of them bad news for the average American. There are already a billion people telling you how these changes to the federal government are going to impact you directly. It's time to fight back. That much is evident. But what's also evident to me is the fact that a lot of people don't know where to start. Hopefully, this video can lay out some kind of guideline for you. But before I even get to the point of this video, I need to take the time to tell you something. I know this is a lot. I know it feels overwhelming and it feels like every day there's something else that happens. But please, I am encouraging you to lock in, not to retreat, not to run away. You're not going to do that because you have community here, because you have support here, whether you know it or not. The oligarchs are counting on you to be overwhelmed by all the information and just throw in the towel, just give up. But while they flood the zone, we're going to drain the swamp.
Tony Island, call Poseidon. Cry me a river, you could cry me a metaphor. Megaphone screaming out, dream about revolution. That pollution, same solution, socialism. They ain't really fucking with my niggas though. Off the grid, we just build a community garden.
First things first, education. We have to want to engage in learning. An understanding of how the government runs is extremely important. You don't necessarily have to be a subject matter expert to be an informed citizen. Even just understanding the three branches of government or watching shows like The G Word on Netflix to understand how government and your life directly intersect. It is easy for the capitalist class to feed you all kind of lies and propaganda if you don't even understand the inner workings of our government in the first place. Everything is a conspiracy theory when you don't know how anything works. Read credible sources. Listen to experts in specific fields. Do as much as you can to educate yourself. You ever heard this before?
The revolution will not be televised.
The reason he said that, the reason the revolution will not be televised is because the revolution won't come with spectacle. The revolution first starts with you, your understanding, your values, your ideas, your consciousness, and your action. And let me stop right here to address something that not many people do. Some of this shit is boring. Not all of this will be picture worthy or entertaining to do in any respect. And personally, I feel like that's by design, but I guess that's a separate concept. Nonetheless, the work you do in your community is unquestionably, undoubtedly important. But please don't get discouraged at the boring steps you have to take in order to make change. What they lack in excitement, they make up for in significance.
Shit on my mind and it's heavy. Tear you in pieces cause it's way too heavy. My diamonds, the choker is heavy. More life to give on demand, are you ready? Who keep them honest like us?
Once you know what you want, you can start figuring out ways of how to get it. Find out what you care about. Start a dialogue about your ideas with your friends and your family. In America, we really don't talk about politics. And personally, I think that is a tremendous disservice to ourselves. On one hand, because look where it's got us. But on the other hand, I feel like we're forced to put people in boxes that they don't necessarily fit into, simply because we have this narrow view and narrow understanding of what politics is. As a matter of fact, did you know that the political scale of America differs from the political scale of the rest of the planet? This is the very clear result of not talking about politics for so long. We can try to imagine we don't do politics, but politics does us whether we believe it or not. Be sure to carve out some time to focus on an area or an issue that you care deeply about. Share that with your friends, talk about that with your loved ones, and then find other like-minded people, even if it's only a little bit of time, like 2 hours a week. Maybe find a Facebook group about it, or find a book club on Meetup. After finding your community and finding your cause, you can start to take action. Where you have the most power is your immediate city, and more specifically, the immediate district inside of that city. Everyone watching this video lives in a city or municipality with a city council, mayors, judges, and other large-scale decision makers. Get familiar with yours. Type in "who represents me" on Google, and I'm pretty sure the first one that pops up is going to be the .gov. Click on that, enter your address, And congratulations, those are all of your representatives. Every vote Congress makes is public knowledge. You could potentially check their votes once a month and give them a call or shoot them an email as soon as they make a vote that you disagree with. But on a closer level, you can also attend a local city council meeting. And if you're really bold, give support or opposition to whatever agenda item they're talking about at the time. Many times, particularly in the South, federal policies dictate local climates. To give an example, this means that cities and counties that agree with demonizing immigrants, that city or county will probably see an increase of funding and cooperation with ICE and a defunding or suppression of legal assistance going to immigrants. And immigration is obviously just an example. You can replace that with any issue you feel deeply about. There's no guarantee that city council will listen to you. As a matter of fact, I have been on the receiving end of a council after 40 people have given opposition publicly. They still voted unanimously against it. But going against your constituents is never something that happens consistently. This is the effect when movements and actions are organized. One or two people in the city council meeting, they could tell them to shut the hell up and sit down or have them removed from the chambers in total. But 20 people won't. 50 people won't, 100 people won't. This is why we need to work as a collective. Our strength in the working class is in numbers. When we do things like join organizations that are doing the work, we make their voices louder and we make ours stronger. Please do not try to go out and start an organization all on your own. I'm begging you. I am begging you. Please don't do this. We as a working class have much more in common than we have differences. We have to work together because we are all going to feel the brunt of the billionaire oligarch bullshit that we're about to witness. Gutting the Department of Education and privatizing school so that if you want your kids to be educated, you have to either pay for it or homeschool them. That affects everybody, all working people. And unfortunately, that also means the people that got us here in the first place. Now, I say all that in good faith. I mean all of that, genuinely. But I can't move forward. It would not sit right in my soul if I move forward without making this truth evident. For me personally, truth and reconciliation has to come before we start this fight together. I know, I get it. We've never had truth and reconciliation in this country. We've probably never even had the conversation. If you have no problem with white supremacy, we ain't got no business doing nothing but going our separate ways. Now, that's just me personally, but I'm telling you now, that's a hill I'm gonna die on. So you've educated yourself, you know the three branches of government, you know a little bit about how things work in your immediate community, and you found an organization that you want to support. How do you do it? Let's say, for example, you're a mom and you don't have a lot of time to volunteer, but you also don't have a lot of money to donate to the organization. Don't worry, there's still room for you. Display public disapproval. This looks like participating in a protest or doing things like participating in boycotts. Organize boycotts with demands and attainable goals. Plan to bring your kids to a city council meeting. No matter what your capabilities are, no matter who you are, you can still participate in some way, form, or fashion. These things are an inconvenience to you, no doubt. And at times, politics can be very intimidating, and that can make people uncomfortable. That's okay. The change you are fighting for is well worth these small moments of uncomfortability and not knowing what the next step is.
6 whole days, blinded by my own foolish ways, staring at the sun for 6 whole days.
Very important to find the balance between getting shit done and finding peace. So please find a TV show or a movie that you like. Go to the park with friends occasionally. Cook a nice meal for yourself every now and then. Do these little things while you're being active, while you're being involved, things that remind you of what it is you're fighting for. Capitalists have been trying to kick around the working class for as long as this country's been in existence. The only way we've ever stopped them historically is by organizing and fighting the fuck back. And I hope with this video, you can find the tools to do just that. Start where you are. Not everyone has to do everything, but everybody has to do something. Comment down below on how you plan on taking action. Thanks for watching.